Welcome to the Marriage Be Like podcast. I am Kenny.
And I'm Kenya.
Listen, we are here to discuss marriage and relationships and all the things that impact our marriage or our relationship, things like work and school and parenting and what else?
Life.
Life, yeah. You know, what they say, life be lifing?
Yes.
Yeah.
Life be lifing.
So, at work, man, I tell you what, work.
Yes. And life be lifing in that marriage.
Yes. So how do you navigate through all of that? So that's what we're here for. But first, we need to talk about who we are.
Yeah. Kind of give an introduction of who Kenny and Kenya, who we are.
So Kenya, go ahead and tell us a little bit about who we are.
Okay, so Kenny and Kenya, who are we? We are a married couple.
Yes.
And we have been married for 26 years, almost 27 years.
Okay, all right. I was going to correct you now.
It'll be 27 the end of January, the end of this month.
Yes.
And we have two sons.
That's right. Two adult
sons. Tell you a little bit about our age.
Yeah. I'm not old, though. I'm not.
I was just giving hints on how.
Yeah.
How old we are. But we're not.
We got adult sons that have reptile pets.
Yeah. But that's not our topic today.
It's not. But I'm still hung up over that. I mean, we're talking snakes and geckos, and one's got 4 leopard geckos. But anyway, I digress.
Yes.
Sorry. Go ahead. What else were you saying?
So we're talking about us, you and I, not our sons necessarily.
Okay.
But yes, we have 2 adult sons.
But wait. Hold on. I'm sorry. I keep going back.
Yeah,
because I do. Because isn't how I feel about these reptiles part of who I am? Yeah, think about that. Think about that.
Because you're scared of them?
No, I'm not scared of them.
Okay. Because I'm not scared of them.
I'm not scared. Of course, I don't want to have nothing to do with them.
That sounds like scared. That's not fear?
No, that's not. No. That's and that's gonna be another episode. So
it's gonna have to be another episode.
Let's move on because we're not talking about that today.
Well, sure. As I said before, you gonna digress again?
Go on.
So, we met. How many years ago, babe?
See, don't do that. Don't do that. I correct you. Don't ask me no questions.
Okay, so, I'll tell you when we met. We met 4th of July.
That's right.
We met at a pool party.
That's right. No, I'm going to correct you.
No, don't correct me.
I will. But go ahead, tell your story.
I wasn't telling the story. That was where I was ending.
Wait, you got to stop right there? What in the world?
I was going to literally stop right there. We met at a pool party. No details necessary.
No details necessary. Yeah, because there's so much more to that story.
Look, everybody has a long story. We're not going to tell all that. I just know that
I think it's a great story, Kenya.
We can't even agree on the story, so it can't be a great story.
Oh, only because our perspectives are different.
It doesn't matter why we can't agree, but we can't agree.
Well, it happened, and I remember how it happened.
So do I.
So,
And our stories don't add up.
Come on now.
Okay, so we met at a pool party, 4th of July weekend. And 4th of July, it wasn't July weekend. It was the day, 4th of July. Because remember that evening, there was literal fireworks.
Yes.
Literal fireworks with us. And, of course, also in the sky.
Fireworks are in the sky.
Yes. And we were inseparable, have been inseparable pretty much since.
Ever since that day?
Yeah. We dated for how long, babe? Do you remember?
6 months.
6 months. We dated, and then we, do we say eloped, or do we just say we got married with the courthouse?
I mean, what's the difference?
I don't know.
Is there a difference?
I don't know if there's a difference.
I don't think there's a difference.
When I think of elope, I think of go out of town or something, but...
Run away or something?
Yeah, but I guess it wasn't, none of our family was there.
You're right. None of our family was there. We did it on our own. We ain't tell nobody.
Yeah.
So pretty much the same. And here's the thing. Our family was out of town.
Yeah, we the only ones living here, really. Yeah. Except for my brother.
That's right. So, but my sister was here too, right?
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
Maybe we did it look. We didn't tell nobody.
We didn't tell nobody.
Okay, we're going to stick with that word then.
Yeah.
This is why we can't tell the story. We can't even agree.
See.
All right. So we eloped. We married in 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
And then 6 months later, we had a full wedding.
That's right.
In June.
Oh, and oh my goodness, what a full wedding
I
it
say
was.
full.
I'm talking, and listen, we're talking like there were the bridal party.
Yes.
The bridal we had at least 30 people in that bridal party, was it?
Well, yeah, it probably was. At first I was gonna say you exaggerated, but now I think about it, it probably was 30 when you
It was 30.
Yeah.
It was 30 because remember, you asked me, you said, "Hey, you know what? I've got my bridesmaids."
And you didn't have enough friends.
I didn't. I said, I don't even, because you came to me, you said you had like 15. Was it like
It's
15?
not 15.
That's the number I remember. You had 15 bridesmaids. And I was like, I don't even know 15 dudes, let alone want 15 dudes in my wedding. So then you made a list for me.
Yes. Family members and cousins, people I grew up with. You know what weddings are for? Be surrounded by your friends and family.
No, I agree. I agree with that. But I mean, I just don't. I guess the issue I had was that you made my list.
You didn't know enough people. That ain't my problem.
Well, okay. The problem was you had too many.
No, that was not the problem.
The
You
problem
didn't
you
have
had,
enough.
you had too many.
See, we can't even tell this story.
No. Well, you had too many.
Okay,
Wow.
fine. I had too many. Fine.
Yeah.
But it was a beautiful wedding.
It was a beautiful wedding. It was. We had, man, we went over and above on every aspect. There were
Yeah.
3 pastors.
Yes.
There were 3 pastors there.
Our current pastors and your father.
That's right. My father was there. And we went through, you know what? Let me tell you something. I really appreciated the fact that we went through that marriage counseling.
Oh yeah, the premarital counseling.
Yes.
It was actually pretty fun. It was eye-opening.
It was. Oh man, now I'm regretting bringing that up.
While I'm over here smiling like,
I know
yeah.
it. I know it. I should not have said that. I should not. And the reason why, for those who are just so concerned, we did that temperament test,
Yes.
right? What is it? The phlegmatic, the melancholy, sanguine, and choleric.
Yes.
And that was very eye-opening. I really, really enjoyed that. So you learn whether or not you're how much of an introvert you are, how much of extrovert you are, whether or not you're the life of the party, or so what is it? The sanguine is the life of the party. The choleric is the one that's going to cuss you out.
Yes.
Okay.
Not gonna take no stuff.
Right. And then and those are your extroverts, and then you have the melancholy and phlegmatic.
Mm-hmm.
And your melancholy, those are your introverts. So your melancholy is pretty emotional.
Yeah, more emotional,
more quiet. And you know what? Maybe you could say that the melancholy is the introvert choleric. They're more emotional.
Oh,
No. Yeah.
no.
You-
No. When I think of melancholy, I think of emotional and sensitive and creative.
Okay. Now, I mean, yeah. Well, so I'm talking about just being emotional. I mean, your choleric person is going to be emotional, but then they're going to lash out.
Yeah, probably so.
Right.
I don't know because I'm not choleric.
Oh. And there's another shot thrown.
It's not a shot.
That was. It's a shot because
it's not me. That's not my personality.
I took it as a shot because it was part of mine.
Oh my goodness, because you're sensitive.
Oh, see, I'm not sensitive at all. Ever. Ever. No, but you know what?
We didn't talk about phlegmatic.
We didn't talk about phlegmatic, and this is
Don't leave
important.
me out.
No, you weren't the one that was phlegmatic.
What?
It was me.
I'm sorry. Phlegmatic is my highest one, you know.
Anyway, I was phlegmatic. I was phlegmatic and choleric.
I'm phlegmatic sanguine.
And so here's the thing about the phlegmatic choleric, right? First off, you probably have more of one than the others, all right? But that doesn't mean that you're not.
Yeah, you have high ones,
Yeah.
and then everyone has them all generally,
More
but
dominant,
then you just have levels of them.
Mm-hmm.
So then mine was phlegmatic sanguine,
Mine was phlegmatic.
Wait. Mine was phlegmatic, sanguine, choleric, and then way down the line was melancholy. I had like 2 points for melancholy.
Yeah. So mine was, and you know what? I don't remember what my melancholy and sanguine was, because what stood out most for me was that my choleric and phlegmatic was exactly the same.
Yes.
So being exactly the same, kind of, I don't know, it kind of made me seem,
feel all strange.
Yeah. And I felt some kind of way because here we are now sitting in this office, and the
counselor was shocked.
Counselor was shocked, and he explained what your results were, and then what your results were.
Right.
And he spent 2 minutes on you, and then the rest of that session he talked about me.
That was so funny.
Okay, you thought that was funny, but
because he was like, "Oh, I'm ready to go ham on you because he was just ready to counsel you." That's really what it was. He was just so excited that yours was even, and it was just, I guess, so strange. So he was just like, "Yes."
Okay.
And he went in, and I just sat there. He didn't have anything else to say to me.
So no, but wait. Help me understand this, okay? Because I don't get why that was such a big deal.
Well, maybe because it's not something that happens often. Where you get even when you score even, in personality.
Well,
I don't know. I'm not a counselor. I just know I was done, and I got to sit and watch.
Yeah,
and it was funny.
Yeah, and so and all I could do was just cut my eyes at you through that time. Just cut my eyes at you. It was just unfair. It was unfair.
No, it was totally fair. He had to go through you. We were there for counseling. We paid. Oh wait, did we pay the man?
I don't know if we paid him. No, I think that was
free counseling.
That was free for us.
It's pretty cool.
I enjoyed it, and if we had paid, it would have been worth it. It was
agreed.
worth whatever he would have charged, maybe. But yeah, I don't know. I did walk away from that feeling some kind of way.
But you walked away knowing more about yourself.
Okay, whatever.
Shoot, I walked away knowing more about you.
Really?
I already knew what mine were because I'd taken the test before.
So okay. So what kind of change did this make? And this is a new realization of who you had been seeing for the last. Well, at that point, it probably had been about 4 months, 4 or 5 months.
Yeah, right? You mean like? Oh, okay.
No.
Who had I seen? Well, at that point, it was 6 months just now. But who did I see then? Like knowing what your personality was?
Yeah, I mean, and how that compares to what you had experienced from, say, since the 4th of July.
Oh, to now?
Not till now. Till then.
Till then. Sorry, got it. Okay, so I think I was surprised too. What I did know, because again, I had already taken the test, so I already knew what everything meant. I think he went into more detail and gave more specifics on the different ones, but I knew much of yours. What I didn't know was how choleric you were. That was a little bit scary because I was like, oh man, he's gonna be yelling and fussing. I didn't know how much of that would come out. What I did learn was that you can switch it on and off. And I thought that was an interesting one because I hadn't known anyone who scored evenly, even with the people who we had done, because we had done it at church before.
Okay.
So even with the people that I had done it before, everyone's levels were 1, 2, 3, and 4, not 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Yeah. Okay.
So I thought it was quite interesting, and I didn't know really what to expect once I heard it because I actually did not see a strong choleric side at that point.
Okay.
Out of you.
Out of me.
Yeah.
Right.
So I knew that you were phlegmatic. I actually felt like your sanguine was probably higher.
Mm-hmm.
But yours next was what?
I don't remember.
I want to say it was melancholy next and then sanguine last.
Yeah, I don't remember at all. I mean, and so for clarity, all right, for those who may not understand fully. So then the phlegmatic, let's talk about phlegmatic because we didn't say anything about that. Um, the phlegmatic, a person is really kind of
Yeah.
laid back, and I don't want to say not don't care, but more apathetic about certain things. Is that right?
Yeah, they're just really chill.
Really chill.
Yeah, they're okay being with people, but they're extra okay being chill by themselves.
Yeah, not bothered by much.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then the two of us, right,
Both
being
being phlegmatics.
phlegmatic. Now, let me ask you this, okay? Let me ask you this, because do you think that um with my phlegmatic, or I guess the high level of phlegmaticism,
Oh,
yes,
if y'all had seen his face when he made up that word.
phlegmaticism. So
Mm.
that, sometimes, and this is where the relationship is impacted by the differences in who we are, right?
We
Or-
probably need to tell people that we are not counselors. Is this a good time to say that?
Yeah, I think it's a good
Mhm,
time. You're right.
mhm.
You're right. So we are not counselors. We don't know what we're talking about except for the,
It is not our background. We do not have psychology background and such.
you're right. You're right. We
We have life experience.
yes.
You've got 26 years of marriage and trials and tribulations and beautiful, wonderful moments.
You know,
under
I
our
need you to
belt.
stop saying 26 because I mean it's really only a couple weeks away
27
from. So
hasn't hit yet. If that's the case, then my birthday's already here. So
see,
do
you
you
done
want me to
started
say
something
it?
else. You done started something. You done started
I'm
something.
trying to be accurate. Y'all talked about me last year about me and my happy birthday. So
Okay, let's stay on one subject. We'll talk about your birthday another day.
okay. So 26 years under our belt.
So we just want to, because here's the thing. I really enjoy who we have become as a couple.
Yes.
And we've had our challenges, and we have navigated through
Every single one of them.
every single one of them.
Yeah.
We have navigated through every single one of them, and personally, I know that I'm at the point in my life where I'm not going to allow anything small or anything. I'm going to navigate through whatever comes my way, and if it's going to help us grow, then that's what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
So now phlegmatic. Can we go back to that?
That's fine.
Right? Because I do have a question.
Go ahead.
All right. So sometimes what aggravates us about our partner is the exact same thing that's in us, right?
Yes.
So does my phlegmaticism, this is a new word, people.
Oh my
Look
goodness.
it up.
I need a dictionary.
Phlegmaticism. Okay. Does that ever frustrate you?
No, not really.
Really?
I'm gonna tell you why. Because I think we have been so many years that we switch off when the other is doing one. For instance, if there's a time where somebody needs to be assertive on something and you just happen to be the one who's being phlegmatic and chill about it, and you may not feel like it's as important as I do, then I just kick in and be assertive. I guess I kick in my choleric.
Okay. All right. I mean, but what about those times when we are both not kicking
We
it?
just end up procrastinating.
Because that
Ain't
happens.
nobody gonna do nothing. We just don't be chill about it.
I mean, I think that's the thing, right?
Yeah, it is a thing. Because the thing about it is we're both phlegmatic. So there are times that happens. So they know it doesn't bother me because I'm also chill at that moment.
Yeah.
So it just depends on the situation, the problem.
Mhm.
If it actually needs to be solved, if it's a problem, if it's, something else, if it's something that I'm not even involved in necessarily, but, it may be a problem of yours that you may have to handle, let's say outside the house or whatever.
Mhm.
And I'll say, okay, you should do this, you should do that. Because I may foresee, something, or I say, you should probably be right on this, but you just chill about it.
Yeah.
All I can really do is just suggest.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, hey, because I don't know that I would answer the same. Sometimes I do get a little frustrated, Sometimes I do.
Yeah, but then like even if I would get frustrated, it wouldn't last because again, I'm a phlegmatic.
So then eventually it's like, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Eh, eh. You know,
Interesting that we had the same response.
but you know what's I'm gonna tell you what does frustrate me. Can I
Okay.
air some laundry? So
No. I mean, since you're asking the question, no.
it's not that bad. It's not that bad. What does frustrate you can't get nowhere on time.
Oh, I sure can't. Now I don't mind you air that laundry because I know.
I mean, you can't, and that you sometimes it frustrates. Sometimes it does frustrate me.
I get it because you're an on-time kind of person.
Yeah.
You're also a morning person. I am not.
Okay. Well, I don't know that I'm a morning person. It's just that I know that things have to get done in the morning.
They don't have to get done in the morning. Just
So,
good morning. Come on. There's 24 hours in a day. Why does it have to be done in the morning?
I feel like some things have to be done in the morning.
And that's why you're frustrated. I don't feel that way.
Well, I mean, I gotta get up and move.
Why again?
I mean, get started. Somebody told me one day. I was talking to a friend of mine. He says, because I couldn't understand. This was a long time ago, right? I couldn't understand why on a Sunday morning, right, when he didn't have anything to do, he would get up like 5 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
He would get up at 5 o'clock in the morning, and I said, "Hey, man, why do you get up so early?" And his response is, "I don't want to miss anything." What? I'm like, "What are you missing, bro?"
It's your house. What exactly are you missing? Whatever you're missing in your house, you should have done and created. So there's nothing to miss.
But you know what? I've never forgot that.
I don't know what the problem is.
Yes.
You still have to respect that I'm not a morning person. And eventually it'll happen. 26 years, maybe not. Maybe the next 26 years.
In 26 years.
That's not changing. I'm not going to be a morning person. Jobs ain't changed in all these years. Children getting up in the morning ain't changed in all these years. It's not gonna happen.
Well, I mean, I don't know, because honestly, like when we go on vacation.
Yes.
When we go on vacation, I do like to find something to do, even if it's in the morning.
I always have something to do when we're on vacation.
So wait, like
it's planned out perfectly.
I want to rewind.
It just ain't first thing in the morning.
I want to rewind your.
Nope, you ain't got to rewind. Let me go ahead and put in my.
Did y'all hear that?
Laundry. Since you're phlegmatic, why aren't you organized?
There is an organization to everything that I do.
There is no organization. So
there is.
As a phlegmatic, organization actually falls under our characteristic.
Right, but
so why aren't you organized?
No,
I guess that goes on your choleric side.
No, I am organized.
No, sir.
I'm obscenely organized.
The lies you tell.
I am.
I mean, if we're gonna air dirty laundry, you gave me one, I'm giving you one. So that would be something. If I get frustrated with you about like house stuff, it would be
what.
So
no.
For me being late.
I'm trying not to be in my feelings because I'm trying to figure out
lack of organization.
What is unorganized that I don't?
Your side of the room that we share, the room that we share, and I have an area. He has an area. We've all got drawers and things. And if y'all can see our bedroom, you can tell where my area is. Because it's clean.
And for the record, these are conversations that we have all the time.
Sometimes. And we never get anywhere. Which is why I said no to you airing dirty laundry.
But I mean, you look in, I'm gonna tell you what, look in my closet.
Yes.
Right? In my closet, you talk about organization, in my closet.
It's organized in your closet.
Yes. I've got my shirts, I got my suits in one area.
Yes.
In one section.
Shirts.
And then my
long sleeve, then short sleeve.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then my
slacks.
Yes.
Yes.
And my jeans. I hang my jeans.
Hang your jeans. I hang mine as well.
Yeah. But I don't know where your jeans are in your closet.
They are hanging behind my slacks. At the very end of the closet.
But I don't see everything. There's no sections.
Hung. Oh, it's sections. First section is coats and jackets, hoodies, sweaters. Then you have
I can't tell.
Then you have smocks and t-shirts. Oh, you're lying. Sweaters, slacks, jeans.
And she's telling me what's in her closet, and I'm lost. And she says, I'm
Let me see. So lying is a part of what characteristic?
lying.
Lying falls under who? Is that phlegmatic? It ain't. It ain't phlegmatic. It's got to be clear to say.
Wow.
It's not.
So now I'm a liar.
Lying.
Now I'm a liar.
I'm very
Okay.
organized.
So,
And on purpose.
okay.
I have to have it.
So I'm unorganized and you can't get nowhere on time.
That is correct.
Okay. And you are proud about that.
Eye for an eye. No, I'm not proud about it, actually. I'm not. I really am not. And there's the thing. I really try hard because I actually frustrate myself at times. Like, oh, man. I do. I frustrate myself, but you would never see that out of me.
There is an art
To being late.
to how you do it.
Yeah, and there's an art to being on time, and I ain't figured it out yet. But I can figure it out when we have clients and meetings.
Okay.
I figured it out there.
So we
Can't
have
figure it out
clients.
all the time, though.
Let's explain that because you just threw that in there
Oh,
and
I
people don't
did.
understand why you have clients. So listen, the Marriage Be Like podcast is a Green Room Entertainment production. Green Room Entertainment is a media production company where we do photography, videography, live audio. We do all kinds of things. We actually consultation, a lot of churches to help
Live
them
stream.
for live streaming. We do live streaming events in remote locations, out in the field.
Equipment installation.
Yes, all the above. So now we have clients as a result of that. And this, in a later episode, we'll talk about marriage be like running a business.
Yes, we will.
Yeah. Today it's marriage be like, who is us?
Who are we?
Who are we? Marriage.
Who was that Kenny in Kenya? Who are them people?
Yeah. So, and these types of conversations like what we're having right now. I mean, this is what we talk. This is how we talk in our room. We are just, and so that's what we're doing. We're in our room,
and we're just having conversation.
Just having conversation. Yeah.
Hopefully, we can teach a few things about the lessons we've learned over time.
Yeah.
Today's not that day, though. Today, you're just getting to hear and getting to know who we are.
Who we are. Remember that time we were at the roller skating rink? We had the boys that were younger, right? We had the roller skating rink, and we sat down, and we were talking, and somebody walked up to us. They took a picture of us, right? Because we were sitting there and we were just talking and enjoying each other's company.
Which we normally do.
We normally do. We've joined it, and they were all excited about that, right? Oh, this is great. This is great. So, but you know what? I really like the fact that when we do things together, I just really love having fun.
Yes, and people can see that we actually have fun together.
Yes.
And sometimes it is shocking to people. That's not the only time people have come up to us.
Right.
We've had that on a couple occasions. Yeah.
I mean,
maybe not taking a picture, but people said things.
Yes. Now that person who took a picture, they're good friends of ours. So that wasn't a weird thing. It's pretty cool. But I mean, it's like, remember we were at dinner. We went out to dinner one time and we looked around and
we go to dinner all the time.
Yeah, we do.
You said that one time. I have no idea. How many years ago and what was the occurrence? I have no idea.
Yeah. So I mean, it might have been like Valentine's Day or something like that, okay. Right? Anyway, we were sitting in the restaurant and we looked around and all the couples were there.
You love telling this story.
Yes, I do. I love telling the story because all the couples were sitting there and no one was talking to each other. None of the couples were talking to each other, but we were sitting there talking and giggling and laughing and
making all kinds of noise.
Yes. I'm proud of that. That's why I tell the story. That's why I tell the story. I'm proud of it. I am proud of it.
Proud of us being loud?
Well, I mean, maybe not the loud part, but the fact is that we
looked like an actual couple because we were talking.
Oh, man.
Because we were actually enjoying each other's company. We weren't sitting there on our phone.
Yeah. Because, I mean, there were those who were sitting on the phone, and even the ones that did not have their phones in their hands.
They were just looking off in space.
They weren't even looking at each other.
It was rather awkward. And because of that day, actually, when we go out to eat, even if we're with the family, I still look around the restaurant to see the atmosphere
Right.
and to see the energy of everyone else around.
Wow. It really blew my mind. That really blew my mind. But you know what? That also meant that we have something special.
Yeah, we got a good relationship.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a great thing. And furthermore, I want to keep it that way. That's
Yes.
why I look around now.
Really?
Yes, because I want to see if there are others who are, doing what we do, if they have a relationship. And even if they do, they just don't show it in public, that's fine.
Hmm.
But I generally look around while eating, while sitting there, because oftentimes, folks, we will sit and eat and then we will sit and stay and just talk and
Yes. 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 Yes.
and giggle. And it's even if it's just Kenny and I.
Hmm.
But if it's also family, friends, we just all do. That's just what we do.
That's
Having
what we
great
do.
conversation and being silly is a great thing.
Just short of getting kicked out.
Sometimes we'll shut down the restaurant because everything's shutting down and they're cleaning up all around us, and we still chilling.
Still chilling. Yeah. Yeah. And sometimes I feel self-conscious about that.
We're not going to actually close down, but
Yeah. Because I've had to tell you, hey,
yes, this is true.
they trying to clean
But
up.
again, I do watch and look and I see.
Mm.
So I'm not trying to mess up nobody's job
Yeah.
or frustrate them.
Yeah.
I'm going to be out before their closing time.
Yeah.
They're not going to lock the doors.
But the where did we go the other day? Not too long ago, and we walked in the door and the guy seating us was like, "Hey, you're back.
Yes.
You're back." I mean, I think it was we went 2 days in a row.
We did, but it was convenient, so it is what it is.
It was, and you know what? Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. We eat out a lot more because of just how the hectic, busy lifestyle we keep.
Yeah.
And I think that's it's important to know that we have to be intentional about spending time with each other.
That's correct.
Right.
Yes.
So that is one reason that we do that, to make sure that we have what I don't want. We just quality time. There it is.
Yeah.
That's the word. Is that one of your 5 love languages?
Yes. We gonna talk about 5 love languages and
No,
temperaments all in the same episode?
not today. Not today.
Mm-mm.
Not today. Because yeah, that's not a conversation I'm ready to have with you right now. I'm not.
So let's give some more details about us and our marriage, how we started out.
Okay.
We talked about meeting, how we met. We talked about having 2 adult sons. We talked about being married almost 27 years.
Right.
So some of the things that we've done in our marriage,
Okay.
like volunteering at church.
Yes.
We talked about us having a business, Grand Room
Yes.
Entertainment, but
Yes.
we also have the Emerald Nook.
That's right. Sorry. Don't let me forget about that.
We've got several things going on. We are working people,
Yes.
so we don't have to give the details of that. But we do quite a bit in our church. We also are the oldest in our families. I'm the oldest. You're the oldest.
the oldest child, right?
Yes.
In our families. That's
So we're
right.
each the oldest child. So being protective and having younger siblings and
Yes.
all that comes with being an older child.
Yes.
He is the only male in his family of siblings and girls, and
Mhm.
I'm the only female. I have younger brothers.
Yes.
So those are some of the things that make up who we are.
Yeah.
Anything else other things that we have in common? Because we also say that we were both phlegmatic.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. You may be a little more crazy than I am.
Oh, for heaven's sakes. Okay. You were born north. I was born kind of south.
Okay. Let's talk about that.
We don't have to talk about that.
Yes,
I was just going to kind of give some idea, the general area where we are and how that works. What created and made up who we are as people and as a couple.
Yes. So now there is something that I feel like I probably need to explain as well. We talked about it at our wedding. We had three pastors, and one
Mm-hmm.
was my father. So my father was he's retired now. But like, I
Mm-hmm.
don't know if you ever retire, if you still probably still work. But he pastored for 40 years, maybe. I think so. I think that's right. 40 years, as long as I can remember, at least.
Well, you're over 40, so.
See, I wasn't ready to share my age.
Mhm.
I told you I wasn't old. I don't know what is old to you.
Old is in your mind because I'm never gonna be old.
Yeah, I ain't old. I ain't old.
I just said over 40. Go
Well,
ahead.
anyway, so yes, I am a PK.
Yes, I am not. Just- you said it that way, so I said it that way.
Yeah, I mean, so you're special because you're not. I mean, like what?
Possibly.
Oh.
I like creating life in my own lane now. I ain't got no problems.
See, so anyway, I feel like our marriage. You're a special person.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, but I'm not saying that like.
I don't really care how you're saying it. That's the thing. I don't care. You can say it in a positive way. You can say it in a condescending way. It makes no difference to me.
Really?
Because I'm in my own lane. There isn't another me. So I'm okay with it.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right. So Kenya, you know what? So who is Kenny to you?
Oh my goodness, we didn't discuss this.
See how I just threw something at her. See how she's you didn't prepare me for that.
I don't have an answer.
You don't have an answer
No.
after 28 years.
You can call me out if you want to. I don't even care about the jab. I don't have an answer.
After 28 years.
28, really? How many years you been married?
No, that's irrelevant.
Mm. And there you have it. And there you have it, people. Yes, there you have it.
Wow, I couldn't get the word out.
Because it's foolishness.
Irrelevant. Irrelevant. No, actually, it is relevant because it has been, well, July 4th would be 28 years. We have been together.
Yes.
Yeah. So almost 28 years.
That we've been together, yeah.
See, so there.
I mean, that's a push though. It's January.
It is January.
Yeah.
Anyway. Anyway. So, all right. So we have two sons, and they're pretty close in age.
Yes.
Let's
They're 15 months apart. They're pretty close.
Yeah, they are pretty close in age. And I'm grateful to have them,
Yes. Absolutely.
because, I can make them do things that I don't want to do.
Insane.
I mean,
I can make them carry things,
yeah,
reach for things, because people I'm short.
she is short.
So I don't really ever have to reach for anything.
She
because
is short.
I really can't anyway.
She is short. Did I say she's short? She's
But
short.
the beauty, though, is that God gave me sons that have wonderful long arms.
Yeah, they could reach things for her.
God gave me a Samson son who's quite strong. So I don't have to worry about picking up anything, moving stuff.
And you know what drives me crazy about that boy? I mean, when I tell you he because with Green Room Entertainment, we'll put up tripods and stuff, and he
He tightens everything. He
tightens up
doesn't know his strength, but it's okay.
really,
That's
really
why I
tight.
call him Samson.
Yes, really, really tight. Anyway,
But that's the beauty of having sons.
yes,
And it's interesting because I grew up with men.
yeah,
So I mean, my mom, it's just me and her, house full of men.
hmm
But you grew up with sisters,
yes.
so it's probably a challenge with you having sons. What do
No,
you think?
no, nope, not a challenge at all.
Cool.
I enjoy it
I
because
wanted a girl really, really bad until I had both sons. I was like, well, this is what I got. So you know what? We're gonna go with it. This is it.
yeah, yeah. No, I enjoy having the sons, and because they're so different, being able to
Yeah.
communicate and connect with them in different
Yes,
ways.
it's true.
You know, And that's pretty cool. I
Yeah,
really
it's cool.
like
I
that.
agree.
I really like that becomes a challenge, right? And I say that only because you got to learn that.
It's true.
You got to learn that. And then as they grow, if their interest changes, then you got to learn that again.
You go with the adjustment, but that's relationships, isn't it?
That is.
Yeah, you grow with each other, and it doesn't even matter that who we're discussing now are children,
Yeah.
or were children, really.
Yeah, because
But the growth still happens, and growing into adulthood, you still have to grow with them as they make those changes. I
Mhm.
mean, teenage years are quite different from preteen years.
Yeah.
Preteen years are quite different from, the younger age. So,
Yeah.
but that is also life.
Yeah.
That's life. Marriage, relationship changes and grows. And the goal is that you grow together, be able to support each other, grow together in love,
Yeah.
and communicate, and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
I mean, especially in our age group now,
Mm-hmm.
because let's be honest, people don't stay married 26, 27, 28 years anymore.
That's true. I mean, yeah, the ones who've made it, like, what is it, 40 some odd years, they had a different, what's the word I'm looking for? Their priorities were a little different, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I
Yeah.
think that a little different. And so now it's so easy to just say, hey, I'm out,
Yeah, that's true.
and we got more options.
Yeah. I mean,
You
the
know.
divorce rate is very high,
Yeah.
primarily in our age and above.
Yeah.
Um, and that's one of the things for this podcast. We are hoping to give enough knowledge and experience, have discussions, not only the two of us, but with other couples,
Mhm.
to be able to bring out other points and other life issues and how those people work through them.
Yeah.
How we work through some things, and
That's right.
be able to open some discussion. Some
Yeah.
things just need to be discussed and maybe not necessarily even learned, but a seed planted, or just a mind opening and say, oh, I never saw it that way.
Yeah.
Sometimes that can change a person's thought process on how they do things after that, because they saw it differently.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's what discussion is for, and to be able to kind of open that up. And I just found that, there aren't a lot of family marriage discussions for our age group.
Mhm. So what? So let's talk about the list, maybe the type of discussions we'll have.
Okay, so some of the discussions that we will have will, of course, parenting.
Yeah.
Some of the things we kind of touched on tonight, temperaments, and that would be your phlegmatic, choleric,
Yeah, sanguine, and
melancholy.
right.
Um, but then also love languages,
Okay.
going through different challenges in a marriage and how to go through them. We'll talk about communication. We'll talk about finances. We'll talk about many things.
Yeah.
Mhm. Empty
Owning
nesting.
empty
Sorry.
nesting, owning a
Yes.
business.
Owning a business.
Yeah. I mean, because you know what? Owning a business, running a business takes a lot of time.
It does. Yeah.
It takes a lot of time. There's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work, especially those first couple of years.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You have to get in there and get it going. And it's a lot of work.
Yeah. But I love it.
I do too.
I love it.
I love being an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
I absolutely love it. And then I wonder why I didn't do this a long time ago. I didn't do it earlier in our marriage, or
Right.
earlier somehow. I don't know what. It wasn't able to happen. We had not had the thought, but I wish we had some years back.
Yes. Yes. And I think that would be an episode, right? Why?
Right.
Why did it take so long?
It was just kind of one of those life changes, and it just changed right into a business.
Yes. Yes.
So that's what.
Well, what I mean is, when we're talking about, what I'm referring to is, you're saying wishing we had done it earlier.
Yeah.
But what is it that prevents people from doing some of these things? You know what I'm saying?
I don't know.
Well, I'm saying that's something we could talk about another.
Yeah. Thought you were asking me. Okay, I was about
No.
to try to work out something, but
No. We'll talk about that later. I just wanted to say, hey, that's something that we could discuss.
yeah.
Because I mean, I know some of the things that prevented me from really jumping out and doing certain things.
Okay.
So yeah, that's something we can look forward to in another episode. Right. On the next episode of
I don't know what the next episode was, but I can tell you what, I'm really happy to be on Envision Radio.
Envision Radio. We want to thank y'all. Was Ms. Liz, right? And just putting us on. Now, we really do enjoy this, and we're thankful and grateful and really appreciate it. Did I say that enough? Thankful and grateful and appreciate it.
Yes, we're excited actually to be here on the radio.
Yes.
We're excited to present this podcast, and we're excited about our upcoming guests that are coming on. We're excited to be able to tell stories and to have different discussions, and hopefully be able to save some marriages. Wouldn't that be cool?
That would be cool.
That would be so cool.
That would be cool. That would be cool.
To hear some testimonies and so on and so forth, because we've gone through a lot in our marriage. So
yes.
Being able to tell some of those stories and
all the things that you put me through.
Wow. Interesting how I was going to kind of say the same thing, but
all the things that you put me through.
That role I just did.
Everything that you put me through.
Oh my goodness. So yes, being able to make it to 27 years is something something to speak about, because we know that it was God.
Only by
it was God. Yes.
The grace of God. I mean, man, she put me through it.
Oh my goodness.
I'm just playing, y'all. I'm just playing. I know that I am a piece of work. I know it.
The beautiful thing is we all are.
Yes.
We're just different pieces.
And listen, and I try
puzzle.
Hard to be as much of a piece of work as I can be.
That's why he stays in the doghouse. But again, that's another conversation for another time, for another show.
Yes. So look forward to, this is what you have to look forward to. The stories about how Kenny put Kenya through it.
Yes. And hopefully we won't look for any more lies from Kenny, because yeah. But anyway.
Listen, I don't.
We gonna go back to God and how He kept us together.
Yeah. I don't have a problem telling the truth. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Here's the thing. So to end our show, I'd like to end with a few marriage tips, if you don't mind.
Okay, go ahead.
So some of the reasons why people get divorced is no commitment, infidelity, sometimes domestic abuse, substance abuse, financial issues, and etc. And in the African American community, our divorce rate is high. So I'm going to give some successful marriage tips. Strong relationship and continued efforts. Okay, so each person has to give a continued effort. Even having a strong relationship, that's just not enough. Loving your mates isn't even enough. You have to put in the work, right, babe?
That's right. Work hard.
Also, good communication. What I say, babe? Good communication skills. Yes, sir. Good communication skills. So that is a big one. Oftentimes people don't stay together because they don't talk. They don't communicate. But you have to communicate. You don't want resentment and so on and so forth. You have to communicate. So good communication skills. So strong relationship, continued effort, good communication skills, and of course, marital counseling.
Marital counseling.
Yes. If it's going sideways, you want to keep your marriage, because of course we all do. We all do. We want to stay with our loved one. So then try marriage counseling. And if the first one doesn't work, it's okay. You can go to another marriage counselor so that one can work and you can work on your marriage. And of course, last but not least, you have to have a good relationship with Christ so that you can pray about your marriage and make sure that He is the head of your marriage.
That's right. That is absolutely right. And you know what? Can I say something else about the counseling?
Yes.
Right. It doesn't have to be going south or bad for you to decide that you want to go to marriage counseling. Consider marriage counseling like an oil change in your car.
Yeah.
Right.
Touch-ups.
Yeah. Sometimes you just need a refresher. And so marriage counseling really can help with that. So don't wait till you think things are falling apart or going bad. They don't necessarily have to be going bad for you to say, hey, you know what, let's sit down and talk with somebody.
And if you know people who are about to get married, suggest to them premarital counseling.
Yeah. Yep. Because we did it.
Yeah.
Yep. And that's the only reason why you do it, because we did it.
No, that's not why. But I do believe in counseling in many forms because it does help us improve relationships in general.
Yeah. And sometimes we get the opportunity to talk through something that we have not been able to work through on our own. And then we have different um, perspectives will be brought to our attention that I think will really come in handy. So taking the opportunity to talk with someone or counsel with someone, it will be what is always a great idea.
Okay, so you know about Kenny and Kenya. You've heard us talk. You know what we've done in our marriage as far as how long we've been married. We gave you some tips and pointers. And so, again, we're on Envision Radio. You can catch us every Thursday at 4 o'clock Eastern Time and 3 o'clock Central Time.
That's right.
And we're excited to be here. We hope to see you all in our next episode
of the Marriage Be Like podcast with Kenny and
Kenya.
That's right. Thank you so much for checking us out. We look to see you next week.
All right. Bye-bye.